The level design in Dark Souls is perfect. I could spend hours and hours glazing it. However, if you asked me what my favorite area in Dark Souls was, I would not say something like Undead Parish, Anor Londo, or even the Darkroot Garden in the Royalwood in the DLC. While these areas are absolute masterclasses of level design, my favorite area lies deep below Lordran, in an area hidden by a hidden area in the depths of Blighttown. I'm of course talking about Ash Lake. First off, this area is extremely unsettling. It's endless, it's boundless, it's infinite, and I think it can invoke a deep feeling of dread, which I think can compare perfectly to how out of bounds areas in games can make you feel. Somewhere where you're really not supposed to be, somewhere where no one has been, but yet you got there, and there's something left for you to explore. Before I start making some comparisons to other games, I want you to sort of take in and notice and acknowledge the soundtrack for this area. It's an incredibly impactful chant. It is unlike anything else in the soundtrack. It's a really good tone setter for the area, as it's the first thing that you hear when you step into the area. It serves as a juxtaposition to the complete silence and focus and concentration you had while going through the Great Hollow, infamous for being one of the worst platforming sections in any Souls game. With that being said, there's not a lot to this area. There is the Hydra fight, the other tree that you can slightly explore for Great Magic Barrier, which links back to Havel's story, which I won't be getting into. There's a very, very good Hawkshaw video about it. And of course, the Everlasting Dragon. There's not a lot to this area, really. It's a completely optional area, and yet I still find the time to come here every playthrough because of how memorable this area is. I mean, it's a pitch black lake that goes on forever, and it's at the lowest point in the game. It's a look into what the world was like before the Age of Fire. It was shown in the intro cutscene for the game, but I think it's way more interesting that you get an actual look into its sad and empty state. So then, what makes Ash Lake so unsettling? Well, let's take a look at Risk of Rain 2. You might be thinking, well, what does this have to do with Ash Lake and Dark Souls? Well, imagine. It's March 3rd, 2022. The Survivors of the Void DLC had just came out, and I've been playing it for days. I was really hoping to get to the final boss of this DLC, and I knew it existed, but I had not seen any spoilers for it. I was on a really good run. I beat Mithrix, I destroyed him, and then I go to confront the DLC final boss. And what awaits me is the planetarium. This is a scary area. It's just nothingness, and I still, to this day, do not replay this boss fight or area at all, because it is just, it is really that bad. Seeing all the planets in the sky and seeing where you're at, you are just this kind of like tiny speck in the middle of just nothing. It's scary that you are just kind of stuck there and you're left there. Not to mention this big guy, which I have no clue what this guy is doing here. It really ties back to Ash Lake with the dragon skull on the floor. Is there really a creature like that massive? And not to mention the Hydra. It just feels like you're this like tiny little ant to these creatures. And speaking of which,
warning, entering ecological dead zone. Adding report to databank.
Subnautica is a scary game, and it was designed that way. The amount of ups and downs and stressful moments in this game are uncountable. Everything in this game is out to get you, and that is terrifying. Specifically in this instance, the void is somewhere where you should not be at all. The PDA warns you of this, as you enter.
Warning, entering ecological dead zone.
And you should listen to the PDA, as there's nothing out here except for the ghost leviathans that roam the area. You are entirely screwed if you stay here for more than a minute. But the point that I'm trying to get across here is that all of these areas, the Ash Lake, the planetarium, the void, they're all completely pointless areas, somewhere you shouldn't be and will be punished if you decide to try and explore. But I also think that adds to the world of their respective games a lot. And having an area like this can kick up the immersion and atmosphere tenfold because it's just so immersive. And that's why I think Dark Souls is really good at doing this, because it is blending in something that is terrifying into a game that should not be scary at all. I don't get scared by a lot of games, especially not cliche horror games, but you really know when a game is good when you are scared to continue playing the game. Thank you for watching this video. I spent a few days working on this, and I want to make more videos like this one. I usually just kind of upload slop whenever, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I have fun making it, but I definitely want to start making more thoughtful videos, I guess you could say. But yeah, have a good day.